Greetings and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. This is your seventh and I'm going to say conclusion to this series only for the foundational part, not for the series entirely. I can see more videos definitely coming in the future, but with this video in particular, this episode, we are coming to the conclusion of our exploration, investigation, examination of how to incorporate several different modalities between the Hermetic laws, between the Hindu chakra system, between the etheric bodies systems, and how we incorporate all of that into following Bashar's formula for success, following your passion. How are we going to do all of that? Well, let's find out. First of all, just congratulations for getting this far. And thank you to everyone who has accompanied me on this journey. I love you, and I am so grateful for each one of you. So this is the formula, living your authentic life as your authentic self. And your authentic self starts here with episode 7, the Ketheric self, Kether, Kether, the Ketheric self, and how it affects our 3D experience. Now, as we all know by now, this series is a complete analysis of Bashar's formula, which, stated plainly, says figure out what your passion is, follow your passion in as much depth and to as much fulfillment and completion as you possibly can. Have no expectation of whatever that outcome will be. Just keep exploring how you can more fully live that specific passion. Then go to the next thing, the next passion, and do that. And that's it. That's literally the formula. That's how to live your most authentic life, by following your passion, by following your purpose, your mission in life. Okay? Pretty simple, right? To recap the past 6 lessons in a lightning round, because we live in a physical reality, truly living our purpose, living our passion, means we must know ourselves fully, accept ourselves fully, and love ourselves fully and unconditionally, understanding that we are so much more than just this physical vessel. So, we started with a look at the aspects of our first 6 chakras and how each relates to the corresponding Hermetic laws. For example, our base chakra here represents the law of gender. This is how we define ourselves to ourselves at our core as either masculine or feminine. From there, we considered how the second, or sacral chakra, represents our emotional body, or the Hermetic law of cause and effect. It's how we define basic family, tribe definitions, the most basic and fundamental way we associate our individual selves with other people. Specifically, the third chakra, also known as the solar plexus chakra, is the actual chakra that is identified with our personal 3D experience and corresponds to the Hermetic law of rhythm. The fourth chakra, our fulcrum chakra, it's our heart, is represented by the fourth Hermetic law of polarity, literally the center of our being in all aspects: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Keeping our heart chakra open and aligned with our other chakras enables us to navigate life with less bumps and more blessings. We then explored the fifth, or throat chakra, representing the third Hermetic law of vibration, which of course it does. Our vocal cords are vibrating when we speak, and that is the law of vibration, literally, of course. Most recently, we did a deep dive into the sixth, or third eye chakra, representing the second Hermetic law of correspondence, which, to summarize from last video, in case you missed that, your intuition is always going to be energetically connected to your higher self. the eternal aspect of who you are and who you remember all the lives that you've lived, every single moment of them, and knows all the lives you are going to live across all timelines and dimensions. The challenge is in how you go about hearing that intuition, which we explored extensively in that last video. Now, looking at the subtle bodies, when we're looking at these, we move from the physical body of the base chakra, or I am, to our emotional body, or the sacral chakra, I feel. We then come to the mental body of the third or solar plexus chakra, which represents I do, followed by the astral body of the heart chakra, representing I love. Moving out of the lower chakras, we examined the etheric body, which represents the energy of I speak, the throat chakra, and then the celestial body, representing the energy of I know, the third eye chakra. And then so we move through I am to I feel. We accept ourselves authentically without judgment from I am to I feel, and that makes us feel safe. When we feel safe, we do things that benefit us, promoting more feelings of safety and security. It's our 3D circuit and how we connect to others through I love. From that place of understanding our position in relation to everything else around us, we form thoughts which dictate the words we say and how we say those words. I speak, energy is born. And I know energy is born from I speak. It naturally flows when we have clear channels through the 5 lower energy bodies. Okay, so now we look at our first Hermetic law and the crown chakra specifically, and how we make this transition between all of this energy. Okay, we've looked at the way the first 6 keystones can guide us through the 3D, 4D transition. By identifying where an undesired emotion or thought can be successfully manipulated into a more desired thought and feeling, we navigate our passage to the most desired outcome. Now we'll continue to explore how those elements which incorporate all of that energy from the first 3 chakras and then finding the balance point for the 4th chakra. Now we're going to continue exploring how the elements that have more complexity on the 4D, 5D realms, representing by the upper 3 third chakras, the final 3 Hermetic laws, and how they can help guide us beyond our physical 3D physical reality. We now come to our 7th keystone, transitioning from the 7th chakra, the first law of Hermetics, so from the crown chakra to the law of mentalism, into our 4-dimensional self-understanding. It represents understanding. The first Hermetic law is the law of mentalism, which states, as is above, so as it is below, right? The universe is mental. Everything in it is a mental creation of an infinite, unknowable, universal mind referred to as the All. Everything in existence, from physical matter and energy to the phenomenon of life itself, exists within the mind of the All. This we know to be true and correct now through the science of quantum mechanics. The All is mind. The universe is mental. Thoughts lead to the manifestation of things and events. We know from the double slit experiment, we learned that just observing an event, like a proton being or a photon being shot out of a laser cannon with 2 slits in a barrier, it will always collapse into a particle when it's been observed. But if it's not being observed, if it's not being watched, if it's not being monitored and examined and calculated, it acts like a wave. It stays in its energetic form of ultimate, unlimited possibility. That's the quantum field, right? And our consciousness, our attention on anything will always affect the outcome of that thing. So we really have to be paying attention to what we're paying attention to. All right, that's your bottom line summary of this whole thing. Our attention changes reality. That's a stunning truth that we should take a moment to consider here. The key concepts of the principle of mentalism: the mind is all, the universe is mental, it's the ultimate reality of a universal mind or consciousness, which is the source of all creation. The universe is a mental creation. Nothing begins, nothing actually becomes into being, is created without first being formed in the mind. A bridge, a building, a human body, it all starts with imagination, with the mind. Mental power. By understanding this principle, you can recognize the power of your mind in creating your reality. Your thoughts and emotions are seen as a force that shapes your personal experience. Now, this principle can be applied to your life through mental transmutation, which involves changing your thoughts and beliefs to transform your life through external circumstances, literally taking hold of reality and manipulating it. Mentalism suggests that consciousness is the fundamental substance and that matter and energy are secondary, manifesting from that mental energy. Now, taking a look at the chakra, the seventh chakra or crown chakra, which is, and I murder these Sanskrit words all the time. I apologize to those who know and can do them better than I. This is the Sahasrara chakra, the seventh chakra, crown chakra. This is in the body associated with spiritual enlightenment, consciousness, connection to the divine. When balanced, it promotes wisdom and unity. When unbalanced, it promotes feelings of disconnection, isolation, or purposelessness. Practices like meditation and prayer are used to open and balance it. So we understand that the energy of the crown chakra is that the center controls, the center of our being, the center of our consciousness controls the all. Okay? It is located on the top of the head. The color of the crown chakra is violet or clear. I've seen it both ways. And obviously represents awareness of the all. All right? Does not have an element attached to it. It's not air or water. It is unlimited energy. It is cosmic energy, if you want to come up with any kind of element at all. We know this symbol. We know this sound. This is Aum. This is the element of the beginning of creation in Om. It represents the pituitary gland in terms of the human organs and endocrine system. And so anytime that it's feeling out of balance is going to be very easy to identify. How do we maintain a divine connection? Okay? How do we open this crown chakra? How do we get you connected to the higher element of consciousness? Well, the word itself, Sahasrara, means thousand-petaled lotus. It represents the unity of consciousness beyond time and space, representing feelings of isolation, cynicism, spiritual disconnection, depression, or purposelessness. If the chakra is unbalanced, you may be feeling headaches, migraines, having poor sleep, or other neurological and hormonal issues, pituitary gland issues. These are all signs and signals of an unbalanced chakra of the crown or seventh Sahasrara chakra. Now, how do we balance the chakra? How do we get it back into alignment? Well, obviously, meditation, connecting with the divine, taking a moment. It only takes a moment to make that connection, just like flipping a light switch. And you can think of it in your mind where you close your eyes and you mentally feel yourself flipping a light switch and just keep lifting your hand up to the heavens, open hands, and there you are. You have made your connection to the divine. You feel that. It's literally like feeling a locking in place. And it is available to us anytime we feel the need for it. Okay? Visualization. Imagine a warm, glowing violet or white light at the crown, top of your head. Visualizing it expanding, connect with the universe. Imagine it going out from above your head, through the ceiling of the room where you are, into the sky above you. Keep seeing it expanding past the atmosphere of the Earth, connecting with Mars and the rest of the planets in our solar system, the Sun, and the asteroid belt, and moving out past that into the Milky Way. Feel it expanding and expanding and expanding. There is no limit to the expansion you can make and the connection you can have with the universal mind, the universal energy. Use crystals like amethyst or clear quartz, any of the selenite, any of the purple, deep, violet, and clear crystals are excellent for accenting and augmenting a meditation to connect with the divine realms and to align your crown chakra. So, going back to the subtle bodies, I want to talk a bit about the Ketheric body. Now, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on the Kether. That is one of the energetic bodies that is identified in Egyptian, I don't want to say lore, wisdom and teaching. And you can explore that more fully. That's a whole nother, it's a whole nother video. So if you have more interest in that, by all means, please do look into the Ketheric body, the Kether, all right? But the seventh chakra, crown chakra, is identified with the connected with the Ketheric body, which is the seventh layer of your aura that's extending out from your physical body. This contains the main Kundalini force and is made of gold or silvery gold. This connection provides clarity, wisdom, and a sense of mastery over life. People with an open crown chakra often display profound understanding and insights as they are aligned with both their intellect and their spiritual self, their higher self, embodying a broad awareness that transcends the ordinary. And that's really what comes down to the core of this teaching, the core of this episode. Let's talk about fulfillment. This is where we attain ultimate personal fulfillment through opening and aligning our crown chakra, getting that connection, making that connection to the etheric realms through our auric body, through the laws of the Hermetic laws, how we put all of this all together to find personal fulfillment. What motivates you? What fuels you? What lights a spark in you? This is, as I said, the culmination of Bashar's teaching on he has the five laws, right? The five pieces of the formula. And this is literally a summarization of that. What fuels you, lights a spark in you, fills your cup, brings a smile to your face? What brings meaning and purpose to your life? Where do you find your self-definition being most clearly identified and expressed in your life? In what ways can you more actively pursue doing more of those meaningful things? We just uploaded a video a couple of days ago. I believe it was on Thanksgiving, expanding on the 5x5 plan. I encourage you to take a look at that if you didn't grab that already. That goes into a lot more detail and active ways that you can pursue finding more ways to practice being mindful in the areas of your life that mean the most to you. But self-actualization, this is where we want to end up originally at the top crown. You can see this beautiful little rainbow graph here. You start out with your body, the physiological needs, taking care of your physical vessel and making sure you're safe. And those are the first three chakras, putting it together in the heart chakra through love and belonging to the human collective as a whole. The heart chakra and the crown chakra are your two connecting sources. And funny enough, this is where we get the heart-mind coherence that brings about manifestation of our actual desired reality, and not the reality that we just keep on making by default because we're not paying attention to what we're doing. So bringing all of this together through fulfillment, this really is the crowning achievement, no pun intended, for humans as a species on this planet. All of our hard work, all the effort was to bring us here to this place. Our connection to something bigger than ourselves, by whatever name or label we use to define that which cannot, by definition, be defined, is what gives our lives structure and meaning. And we all know people who don't really connect with the divine. These are people that may go to church religiously, again, no pun intended. They may say the right things and do everything their religion tells them to do, but they're miserable. They go to work and they're miserable. They come home and they're miserable. They attend event after event, hoping that spark of excitement, of connection, will stay with them for more than a week, but it never does. Why? Well, it all comes down to trust. Something happens when we realize just how small we are by ourselves and how unlimited and powerful we are when we make that divine connection. It's both liberating and terrifying. All that responsibility, the knowing that what we are doing and thinking and saying and feeling every moment of every day is directly creating our reality. It's scary stuff. But there's comfort in the big picture. It's equally comforting just knowing that you don't have to do it by yourself. You don't have to go it alone. You aren't alone. And we just uploaded a video recently from an oracle message about not being alone, not being abandoned. Check that one out if you haven't seen it already as well. Okay? You don't have to go it alone. You are in the company of the greatest minds that have ever been born through this divine connection. It's the collective unconscious, the collective consciousness itself, the Akashic records, the Akashic field, the quantum field, the 0 point field. You can find a million different terms for this, but it is that connection to everything that's outside of us that is driving the entirety of reality. It's like getting a big, warm hug from your guardian angel, reconnecting again and again throughout the day through a conscious, mindful intent. And you're building a bridge that grows stronger with each repetition. It's opening your spiritual arms and giving back that spiritual hug in that moment. And that's how you follow your passion. So we started here and we end here always, coming from a place of love, of light, of wisdom, that wisdom that's always available to us when we slow down, take a breath, listen to our best wisdom, and make that divine eternal connection. We always want to live our passion to the fullest from that place of complete, unconditional love for ourselves, to go full throttle with confidence in ourselves, in our knowledge and experience, in our growing strength, in the guidance of our intuition and our connection to the divine. Built up from that foundation, we are strong and powerful because we know who we are and we genuinely like who we are. And as always, it is my intention that these discussions might help to provide some tangible ideas for actuating this transition from our 3D experience through 4D into 5D. Please let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful, if you found the series helpful, if you have any questions, if there's anything that we can send you in love and encouragement, energy, support on. That's the reason why that comment section is there, is for you guys. If you haven't already liked the video and you got this far, you better like it. If you haven't subscribed, I do encourage you to do that. I don't get any money from these videos, but it does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find these videos and find the channel if they're looking for similar content. Have the most amazing day. Have the most amazing week, month, life, eternity. All right, come back often, redo this series, go back over and over. There's so much content in here, it's impossible to get it in one hearing, in one sitting. I do recommend and encourage you guys to be doing that on a semi-regular basis, like maybe once a year or something. Just go through the series, take a weekend, consider it your own personal seminar, have your treats and stuff everywhere that you need them, and just familiarize yourself with this process of incorporating Bashar's formula of living your passion, being your most authentic self, and living your most authentic life, because every step we take on this path together brings more of that energy into the collective experience and gives our world, our planet, our reality as a whole more opportunity to be going in directions that we would all prefer, whether we're on this path or not. We all want things to go easier for ourselves and others. We all want things to go better for ourselves and others. We all want the same things. We need to stop finding our differences and start finding our sames, the things that we have in common. And the primary thing is living our passion, being our most authentic selves. Now, have a great day. I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.